We've talked so far about how to find an event. Now let's talk about what happens when you're actually leading an event. So a few best practices that we've come up with from leading a lot of events on our own. First of all, the pre-event planning is very important. You're going to want to make sure that you have your attendee list, so you can either print that off or you can have it with you on your phone if you choose to use the Eventbrite app, which we'll cover later. Also, if there's a pre-event task list that you need to bring with you, it's important to have that as well. So make sure you have your pre-event planning done. If you've not communicated with the host site, you should do that as well, just to touch base and make sure that everyone's on the same page. So pre-event check-ins are very easy. They can also help you avoid a lot of potential problems. Now, once you're at the event, we talked earlier about making sure that you're there on time. And as volunteers show up, you're going to want to welcome them, make them feel welcome at the event. So a few things that we're going to come across as you welcome people. A lot of times volunteers will come and have some questions about what Project Helping is and what Project Helping does. So a few examples that we get a lot. One, very simply, is what does Project Helping do? We typically answer that by starting with our mission, which is we use the joy of purpose created by volunteering to improve mental wellness. Very easy to tell them that. Of course, you can follow up with the fact that we organize and lead group volunteer events as a means for people to get involved in volunteering and use volunteering to improve their mental health. So a couple quick sentences you can give to kind of give someone an overview of what Project Helping does. Really beneficial for you probably to have at least the mission statement somewhat memorized so that you can give that back to people fairly easily. We also will get a lot of questions about how do people get more involved. They've come to a Project Helping event, they want to know how they find more events. And there's a couple really easy ways to do that. Of course, you can direct them to our website at projecthelping.org. You can direct them to the Facebook page. You can also have them follow us on Twitter. Any one of those means makes it very easy for them to check in on upcoming events in their area. Of course, they can sign up for our mailing list, and that can be done on Facebook or on our website as well, and they can get email updates of new events that are coming up. As people come in, of course, it's very important that we make them feel welcome there. If they don't know anyone, there's a possibility they'll be a little bit intimidated. So of course we want to look them in the eye, welcome them, thank them for being there. We really are thankful that our volunteers come and participate. Of course we're providing a service, we're trying to use volunteering to help them improve their mental health, but we wouldn't exist if they didn't come. So it's really important that we thank them for being there. Once we have everyone welcomed and checked in and settled into the event, there's a lot of stuff that will happen during the event. It's a blast to volunteer, and it's really easy to get wrapped up in the work that you're doing. But it's really important to try to maintain communication throughout the event with the volunteers that are there. It's great to walk around, have brief conversations with people, and generally check in on if they're enjoying the event and how they're generally doing that day. We really do want you to try and take some pictures as well. And in the logistics portion of the training coming up, we'll talk about how you get those to us. But taking pictures is incredibly important because we use those pictures to share our story and our volunteers' story with everyone else. Last but not least, you are the one that sets the tone of the environment. So when they're there, you being upbeat, welcoming them, and communicating constantly sets a terrific environment in which people will enjoy themselves and hopefully, of course, want to come back and volunteer again. Most of all, have fun volunteering and have fun leading people that are volunteering. So as the event comes to a close, you're going to have a last-minute kind of wrap-up session where you'll talk to all the volunteers before they leave. So gather everyone up, and most importantly, share the impact of what happened that day. So if you served breakfast at a homeless shelter, talk about the people that were impacted by that. Thank them for being there and helping to do something so incredibly important. The impact that you create at these events is felt not only by the volunteer, but also by the people we serve through the act of volunteering. So make sure you make that known that we create a really tremendous impact. Secondly, offer them the opportunity to continue to have an impact. When we send out the post-event survey, that's where they can continue to have an impact by giving us their feedback and sharing their story. When they do that, we can use that to compel other volunteers to get involved, and our impact continues to grow exponentially from that. So give them that opportunity to continue to grow their impact. You also want to answer any additional Project Helping questions that they might have. So ask if anyone has any questions, Make sure you've answered everything that they want to know about Project Helping. If you didn't have to answer the question of where to find more events, give them that information at this point. Let them know they can go to our website, sign up for our mailing list, follow us on Facebook or Twitter so they get all the upcoming Project Helping news so they hopefully will become part of our community and come back and volunteer again and again.